Unbelievable. We started with, give or take a few seconds, right on time today. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it is. Welcome to Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties. Why is it Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties? Because for me, I've got 1 hour left of the morning to enjoy before it's no longer morning. But I just like the sound of it, and we started at 11, so I just adopted the name Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties. I don't get up early on Saturdays to grab my coffee, and I'm enjoying myself, and I hope you are too. Welcome. My name is Roland from R&D Hotline and Init Mobile, and of course, I'm probably best known for this show that you're watching right here. With me today, we have Bill Graham is my new comment tracker, and our new comment tracker. He's joined the ranks officially as of last week, and you can read a little bit about him in the event details, but you'll be able to read more about what he does and his Build as Belize program that he's developing to expose people around the world about what the advantages are of moving to Belize. But anyway, let's introduce you to Bill and let him say hi. Go ahead and say hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. I'm Bill Graham. My website is Bill Does Belize, and rather than I actually provide information to help people make an informed choice, not to necessarily promote Belize or condemn it, but to help people sift through all the sugarcoating that's out there from mainstream media and found online, and help people make an informed choice on whether Belize is actually the place for them, and if they're willing to pay the price to live in paradise.
I like that it's the informed choice, because in spite of what any place is, beautiful or not beautiful or preferable or not, there are the pros and cons of living anywhere. So when you present the pros and cons, people can make an informed decision based on real knowledge and not just the big bunch of sales hype that someone's going to throw at you just to get you to spend some money. So really
and when we grow up like I did in Canada for 52 years, I mean, we come to assume a lot of things about life. And so a lot of times when we actually do our research, we don't even really know what questions to ask. I know I didn't. And
So the last person I would like to introduce, unless we are bombarded by other people who said they wouldn't be here but may show up, is Lowell-Ann Fulsang, who has her own show that runs a success circle every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can seek her out on Google and find out more about her show. But I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself and introduce herself right now. Go ahead, Lowell-Ann.
Oh, good morning. It's fun to be here. Thanks for including me. So what do? I really, I've been doing business and career coaching for many years. I like working with solopreneurs to help them become more efficient, improve their online presence, and to help them overcome the isolation that solopreneurs working from home often feel. So that's why I have my success circle that's been running now for a couple of years, and usually have a grand discussion about many topics. I think I've just done my something like 110th hangout on air. So yeah, it's great fun. And what do I love about all this? I love the fact that we've gotten to know people from all over the world, and we meet on a regular basis. And somebody was asking me that this morning about, I mean, is what you're doing marketing, or what is it you're doing? And I said, well, I would say what we're doing is more kind of educational for the viewer, but it's more like networking for us, getting to know each other and enjoying each other's company. So
it is the ultimate worldwide party.
Yeah.
Live and in living color right here and now. I don't care what nation you're in. I don't care what side of the United States. I don't care what continent you're on or what island you're on or whatever. We can get together and enjoy each other right now. And, it's the ultimate for tomorrow's communications. They say that by the end of 2017, 70% of all communication online is going to be all the content. What would you say? Digested online is going to be video oriented or related to video, either face-to-face live or recorded reading. I mean, watching like in YouTube, etc., or something like that. But it's going to be via cameras, people, and communications with real connectivity like this. No, I can't reach out and shake Bill by the hand or touch, Lowell Land personally, but indeed we are touching each other in some very deep ways that were not available to us a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it's really a good thing.
Yeah,
And,
it's so great because there's Bill down in Belize. I'm in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, and you're in California, U.S. And Vivek out there in the comment stream, he's in the UK. So, I love it. Just love it.
Yeah, and I'm really, and as you say, I've met some of my very best friends via this facility that we are on right here, and some other show hosts and some other participants in streaming media, and just various people and meeting people associated with people that I had never knew existed. They were out of sight, out of mind, and I never would have met them without this facility. So thank you, Google. Thank you, God. Thank you, the world.
Thank you, Google.
And
I spoke to somebody, or I heard somebody say about this whole Google world and all the big event that happened in the States. I think it was the couple that do the geeks. What do they call themselves? The something geeks. Geeks on tour. That's what they call themselves. They do videos on mobile stuff. And they were there at that event, and they said it was. They were saying on their last Hangout how it was amazing because they were at this thing face to face, and they kept running into all these people that they'd only met online before. So they got to meet all these folks that they already knew. I mean, Michael Daniels was there, and Andrew Hatchett was there, and Molly was there, and all these people that have gotten to know each other online. This is cool.
Yes, and we were all set to plan on attacking this whole concept of Google events. And Molly is not with us. So, and of course, Karen checked in way prior, like a week ago, and said that she couldn't be here. So both of our Google ladies, Google lady number 1 and Google lady number 2, are not here. And so I almost think like I have no business talking about this until they return. And I don't mind waiting a week, that is. So, we'll hang in there, and maybe she'll show up today. That is, Molly might show up, and maybe not, but whatever the case. Molly is dealing with her own little private hurricane right now, and she's safe. Molly has checked in and says she's safe, but as of last night, that she had no electricity, so they're working on a generator so she can get some electricity. And her two options today were possibly getting that generator going, or possibly using her car to patch into her phone to use that as a power source so she could join us via her telephone, her smartphone. So those are possibilities, but she's in a hurricane. There's no telling what she's dealing with. So we will definitely take this first step to excuse her from the responsibility of joining us today and not worry about it, not pressure her about that. We'll enjoy the information when it comes. It might come all next week, as Karen will be back too. Now, in the comment stream, I will say that Bill Reed, he checked in yesterday on the Google event page, but also he's been in the unified chat stream today from about 10:30, and he's been commenting and adding stuff and contributing some really, really nice comments. I really enjoy interacting with you, Bill. And he put a way long contact statement here and talked about, let's encourage everybody to participate and respond in the consumer, pardon me, the summit feedback. No, maybe that's not the link. But whatever the case is, he knows that Google is now listening to what we are talking about. And we finally got their ear. We have a Google lady that's now a top contributor, has been a rising star for almost 2 years. And this is taking its foothold. We're gaining the ear of Google, and they're starting to listen. Now, are they going to change things overnight? No, because they don't have a team of people waiting to respond to what Roland and Molly and so forth have to say. But there are people in charge of making the changes where they make sense. But Google won't know if they make sense unless they hear our voices and speak up. So hopefully the word will spread that we talk about things in this show, and maybe somebody Google might watch the show and find out that there are people talking about it and that we are passionate about improving the streaming media and Hangouts concept and supportive of what Google has given us and provides us, and want to encourage them to develop them further. So Bill Reed left a long statement there about that, and he writes, Google does not take feature requests from any product support forums, but if we speak up, somebody is listening. Somebody is listening. So let's keep talking about it. Let's keep pushing it, and wherever you can, shout it out. So Bill Reed is not the only one. We Wake is out there, and Deborah Burden was in there earlier, I believe, and she's right there. So people might be watching via their telephones, smartphones, their computers, laptops, or whatever. Wherever you are and however you're getting here, I appreciate your comments. Lori Brewer came on a little while ago, right at 11. Thank you, Lori, showing up on time. I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great day. And we're having a more casual conversation due to the fact that we're all dealing with a hurricane and all. No, but anyway, let's see what Bill wants to share here.
Well, I was just putting everybody's name up to recognize and thank everybody for joining us today, and encourage everyone to please ask your questions and leave your comments.
Cool. So the technical heads out there in the audience, how many people are noticing that Bill's voice was a little staticky right there when he was talking? Okay, then Lowland shakes her head yes. Mm-hmm. So maybe a bandwidth thing or a connectivity thing, Bill, I'm not sure. It has a kind of an overdrive sound to it.
How does that sound? A little better?
Possibly. Thank you, We Wake. We Wake was saying your audio. So right. Suggestions from the audience are welcome, and we appreciate the help whenever. But we're still working out some kinks here and there as Hangouts changes between the old Google Plus days and the YouTube Live days. Lots of changes. So we'll talk about these things in the near future. Meanwhile, let's see if there are any subjects that I wanted to cover. And I'm just kind of winging it because the show was dedicated to Molly as of about 15 minutes ago it was. And indeed, she might show up at any time. And then whatever time we have left, we will give her the helm and let her start talking about that, and probably finish up next week and continue to bring out some of the things. Because the one thing I know is that Google is really stepping it up right now. They are coming up with a lot of concepts. And I'll tell you the one thing that I can't wait till Molly gets here. It's been a long time since I've seen something or wanted something and thought, wow, I know what I want for Christmas. But I saw this and I thought, that's it. I got to have one of these. And there is a hang up to the whole concept. But what I saw and what I decided that I would really, really like to have is called Daydream Viewer by Google. So how many of you have heard of that Daydream Viewer? And I'm not prepared to show you anything about it today, but it is a virtual reality headset that costs $79 and uses your smartphone as an insert as your viewing piece right in front of your face. So it's the internal mechanism has goggle attachments that kind of look like you're looking into a binocular. But then when they go forward from there, they're looking at your cell phone. And then is there something that must be compatible between your cell phone and the gadgetry? So right now, as far as I know, the only phones that are compatible with the Daydream Viewer are several different models of Samsung devices. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody please tell me that they've got something else that works, or iPhone works, or please tell me that your LG, that my new LG K10 will be compatible soon. I don't know, but if anyone has any notes on that or any inside words, some of that is going to come from Molly when she gets here, and we'll ask her more.
You know, Ron, I went to a local event last week with a company that is, I guess they're designated as a Google partner. So I went to this event they held quite early in the morning, and they played a live stream video from Google, and the whole thing, it was about 45 minutes or so, and it was all about mobile. Why you would want to use it, why, where, I mean, it was quite interesting, and the other people that were in the room seemed to not be aware of you know, some of the statistics that were brought out in this video, etc. So I found it interesting that the event, or the live stream event that was played during this meeting, was all about mobile.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered what a laptop or desktop computer can do for a decade now. We've been covering that. So everything that's new is expanding out because of the mobile age, and the mobile genre of things that attach to it. And it's all the trademark of the new mobile era, the way people conduct their lives. So let's see what Bill has for us.
Well, I have a little comment here from WeWig, and it goes back to what I believe Bill Reed was talking about. And he says the Google product form is supposed to be a support form, so feature requests there may be out of place. Feedback is supposedly to reach Googlers directly. And I can tell you from watching the user-to-user community that they do listen, and they do a lot of updates monthly. So it's a good thing to give your feedback, I think. And I just wanted to mention that before we got too far away from the original comment.
Good deal.
And to ask if my sound is any better.
No.
Not really. That's okay, but
well, then I'll just shut up and crawl back into the control room.
Well, you know what? Those who don't like it can turn the knob. It's okay. Turn the proverbial knob if you don't like Bill's voice. You know, we deliver enough value without worrying about high fidelity of video and or sound. So we'll take it as it comes. And if you have a bad phone connection, you keep talking to your cousin anyway, right? So we'll take the good with the bad, and we're going to live with it and have fun in spite of it all. So thank you very much, Bill. And we want you to keep on adding whether or not your sound improves or not. Don't worry about it. So one of the things that we're doing here, one of the reasons that we're so lackadaisical about these productions right now, and maybe for the next few weeks, is that we're experimenting. And what the people are experiencing now, Lori and WeWake and Bill and Deborah and whoever else I missed there in the comment stream, we have these comments, and it very much emulates what the Blab comment stream was kind of like, and what several other programs of streaming comments are like. Crowdcast was like this, I think, and a couple things. So this comment stream on the side is somewhat preferential. And I know I'm in the green room of my event right now, but if I were to go over to the unified chat and go on there and watch what's happening, the observations that I would make, are that the chat works almost as well as anything that I've used, and that the video is probably bigger than most all the other formats that I've seen. It shows more video and more territory, more real estate for the program itself than most anything else I've seen. So in that respect, they are preferential. The drawbacks to this is that, number one, the comments are not editable. So if you misspell something and you're embarrassed about that, not to me that isn't that big a deal. But the people have brought it up several times, like, I can't edit comments. And so that's one thing that you cannot do. Once you post a comment, it's there. I don't even know. Personally, I don't even know if you can delete your own comment. I think it's when you make a comment, it's there. So, and when you can, but those are a couple things about the comments. And they are recorded, and they are recorded pre, during, and post. There's Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas just jumped on board, and he's commenting. Let's see what he says. Okay, I'm here, and I've been commenting on YouTube. Can none of you see that live chat window? No, Michael, because we have an event page and a YouTube, which is not the desirable chat stream for a couple of reasons that I will comment on. By the way, I'm just blabbing on and on. So if Bill or Lowell Ann, you have something to interject, go ahead and raise your hand and let me know you're coming.
Well, actually, I do have a couple of comments from over there in the live chat.
Barbara Quicks.
So yeah, Barbara has joined us, and also Michael had a comment over in that chat stream. Just give me a second, I will present. And basically he's saying there are Android phones and tabs compatible with that Roland Coco. And I believe he's talking about the virtual reality, and then he changed tabs to read apps. So.
So Michael, do you think that maybe my LG K10 phone might be compatible with the virtual reality thing, the Daydream viewer from Google? And also, as we're commenting to the people on the stream there, I don't see Barbara Quick's comment. So where did you pull that comment from, Bill?
It was in the, I believe, the YouTube side.
Oh, so you're actually pulling, you're monitoring comments from both.
Yes.
The thing that you need to know about the YouTube comments, as you comment there, is at the end of this event, they will disappear forever. And that's the biggest reason that I've been ignoring them. I posted in the comments that please come over to Unified Chat. The thing about Unified Chat is pre, during, and post comments are all saved. And that to me was an extra vote that encourages me to be here in Unified Chat. Now, YouTube comments might have a couple things that would be preferential if they saved the chat. And we've been bantering about this for several weeks now, that YouTube really does not, how can they specialize in what they're doing and do what they did? I mean, they had to go out of their way to decide, let's see, let's make this chat stream disappear at the end of it. Why don't we do that? Yeah, let's do that. How did they come to that conclusion? I have no idea. I mean, who would have brought that for a vote? You know what I mean? It's like, Yeah, let's all of you in favor of making the chat go away at the end of the event. Let's vote on that now. Now, first of all, who would have thought about it and who would have voted for it secondarily? But I don't know. But it just really doesn't make sense.
Sorry to interrupt, but Barbara is indicating that she can't find a way to the unified chat, and I would just let Barbara know that where you're chatting, just above that, there is a live link that will bring you right to this event with the unified chat.
Yes, and what I will do too is I will post to her personal stream so she gets this directly.
Yeah, and I can do that if you want to carry on.
Yeah, almost there. Coming at you, Barbara. The link is coming to you in private chat from Google Plus, and it's there now, so hopefully she'll be joining us shortly. But anyway, nice to having you people in. Good to see Michael here. I noticed from last week, because I personally have not been monitoring the YouTube chat, primarily because it disappears. I just don't have any respect at all for YouTube's disappearing chat. So I had no intention of ignoring you for sure. Thank you very much for showing up today and joining us here. So anyway, we're experimenting with unified chat, and I would appreciate it if anybody in the chat stream, and I'll be monitoring these after the event too, if you have comments to make that you haven't seen or haven't heard before, comments that either enforce the pros or enforce the cons of us using it for this use here, and not because I'm thinking of staying with unified chat forever. I do not intend to stay here forever. However, what I do want to do is learn from my experience in unified chat, and if I'm able to expound upon the things that are best presented by unified chat, I would like to present a platform in the near future that bests the unified chat platform, takes the things that we like from it and make them better. And some of the things that are missing that we enjoyed when we had our Google Plus event pages was the plus naming, plus name tagging of people. I mean, you could come back several days or weeks or whatever later and make a comment regarding something that you read that somebody else wrote and say, hey, so-and-so, and plus name them as you comment, and their name will auto-populate if you select their name. And then it goes into the comment, and you can write whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. And lo and behold, the recipient on the other end, whoever you plus name, will get an email corresponding to your comment that you can have an ongoing conversation with them for weeks. And so the long-standing engagement potential was immense. And another comment that we have from Bill, let's check.
Yeah, Michael Thomas had indicated, he said, but unified chat access more of my personal info than I'm comfortable with, and way more than most platforms or communities require, Roland. And
that's a good point, but I think that you had some information on that, didn't you, Bill?
Yeah, well, as I looked at it, I mean, you and I inside the, we don't get any personal information, and I don't think it's any different than when you sign into a business hangout where they ask you to sign in with your with some kind of an account, and that's as far as I can understand all that unified chat is doing, and I think it enables them to upload your profile picture and create your name and that type of thing. But just so people know, we certainly don't collect any information. We won't be bombarding your inbox because we don't like spam either. So, and I don't think that unified chat actually collects a lot of that information that Michael is concerned about. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling from the investigations I've done.
Yeah, thank you.
And we would also mention that we should probably disable chat in the YouTube live And the reason we didn't do that, just to let we would know, we thought about doing that this morning, but we would like to be able to put a link for people that go there to find us in the unified chat. And we found that unlike a Google Hangout, you can't put in a chat, you can't put a comment in and then disable chat. If you put a comment in and disable chat, then your comment disappears. And we wanted people to be able to find the link from wherever they found the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. And these are all valid comments regarding unified chat. I'm kind of over the whole idea of giving people information. I mean, you know, from a decade ago, some people that I know were saying, "Oh yeah, but Google wants to know everything about you." I said, "Well, of course they're a search engine, you know, and they want to know exactly what they're presenting. If they present you as a search result, they want to know that they're presenting the best search result available. So obviously, if you have a Google Plus account, they're going to want to know as much as they can get from your Google account. And as far as I'm concerned, if they have your name, phone, and email and stuff, but are not actually selling it to the world, but I mean, nevertheless, some of that information will be available and accessible whether you like it or not. So, but the bottom line for me is I don't really care. I mean, if I get people knocking on my door, I doubt that it's to be for hauling me away. So you have to be secretive about anything in your life. I totally understand. And I know that some people don't have to be secretive about it, but more people have different feelings about divulging more and more or less and less information about yourselves. Totally understand it. Me, I don't really give a crap anymore. So that's me anyway. And the other thing is I'm not going to spend time doing what I can't do. And that is I cannot control the rest of the universe where my information is being divulged. Eventually, what I hope to do is have a platform that sends everybody all the notifications all around from my communities, from my personal pages, from my website or whatever, sends them to a certain page to have my events. Now, that page may be in my website or it may not, but it's going to be the same location every week or every time I do it. And so that the people in the audience can develop some consistency and some relevant regularity to be able to go to one place and know, oh, that's where Roland's event is. Now, we kind of had that when we had the Google event pages because you kind of knew you're going to get this notification from the Smarties network and it's going to have an invitation and you're going to say yes, maybe, or no. And you better be yes or maybe. But I mean, you know, you're going to answer that thing. It's going to connect with your calendar. It's going to do this, do that. You're going to be notified the day before and so forth. All these things were built into a system that really offered a whole lot. I think that we took advantage of it and took it for granted for a long time that these things were happening. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're going away. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean they're going away? Why would you do that? You know, it's like, you don't like me. But I mean, it's not that they don't like us or not supportive of what we're trying to do. It's just that they're going to do what the bulk of the people say that they use and enjoy and want. And if there are too few of us using Hangouts, they're not going to support Hangouts. What surprises me is that Hangouts survived the change at all. Hangouts went from a Google Plus thing, then they said, oh, we're taking it all apart, we're tearing it all down. I thought it was just not going to have a home. Then they placed Google Hangouts on air with YouTube. Now that was a vote of confidence to keep YouTube in charge of Hangouts on air and keeping Hangouts around for a while. Then Google secretively announced later on, after they've been doing this for months, that they've been building this concept of taking the G Suite and making Google Hangouts, not Hangouts on air, but Hangouts, a core principal aspect of the G Suite. Now, Hangouts are not going anywhere. How they develop from here is a question. but they're not going away. They're going to hang around. They're going to be here. So I have the confidence to build upon Hangouts, and maybe there'll be some substantial longevity to what we're building. Any thoughts with that, Loan?
Well, I'm like you. I really miss a lot of the aspects that that we found within Google Plus. But on the other side of that, a few of us are working on a few things to compensate. I've been working for quite a while now around the idea of posting and embedding my Hangouts on my website. So what I've been wrapping my mind around is how to make that work. So finding a way to send people to your website, and I don't know whether you want to talk about your little project that you're working on right now in terms of comments for that whole embed thing. But really, I mean, we all need to pay attention to the fact that any one of these platforms are going to make changes. They're going to come and go. And so we really need to learn how to operate from our own real estate. So that's what I've been working on. So yeah, it's nice to go to I mean all these social media platforms, Facebook and whatever, but if we really need to figure out how to make it work efficiently from our own website. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. So with that in mind, let's take this and do a kind of a mini poll to see what the reaction of the viewers and the audience, what they feel. And the question would be, if you could take the unified chat experience, the window itself, the chat box, the viewing of your film strip with your members in your green room, and be able to incorporate that in your website, how much more valuable would that be than sitting here watching the whole thing in unified chat and sending people from some obscure origin to come see this event here? Now, personally, I'm okay with it if I was to leave it here forever and people knew, yeah, we're going to unified chat to see Roland's show. I'd be okay with that. But how much better, in your perception, I'm talking to the audience and, of course, my green room constituents, how much better would it be to embed that in your website, in your own personal property? And I'm not even considering right now, it's like, oh, yeah, well, I would rather have it embedded in my community, because that's another subject and that's another opinion. Some other people's opinion might be, oh, I would definitely want to put it right in my community and have everything focused on that. But for me, for Lowell Ann, I'm sure also, we're talking about embed it in my website, and that's really the focal point of what we're trying to do. So if we were able to add some of the peripheral additions to the Hangout experience that we lost and that we're gaining by the looks of this unified chat experience and what we lost from before, how valuable would that setup be? Having Hangouts in this preferred setup right in your website. Meanwhile, while people are thinking of that, let's see what Bill's got. Michael Thomas says, I'm looking for a way of sharing this presentation from Unified Chat and can't seem to find one, Roland and Bill. Is there a reason for that, or do I need to only share it via G+? Can you answer that, Bill?
No, I can't, to be quite honest. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to share the event.
I think one thing is that when we analyze the concept of sharing, a lot of times from YouTube or from a Google Plus platform, it's a simple click a button and go to the share, select your targets for sharing, and then just click another button and it's done. And in this case, sharing this unified chat, I have to go into the shareable link, which you can take from the top of the browser, or you've got to click on the three dots to the right of the people there, and then access what they call a share link, and then share it from there. It's more convoluted, so it's not as easy. But anyway, if you're in the
Sorry, I hit a button that opened something.
That's all right. I have 5 windows open, I believe. I've got the Hangout window. I've got the YouTube window. I've got the Smarties page. Well, that doesn't have a video. I've got the unified chat page, and I've got the community page. I'm driving myself nuts. But anyway, is that another comment that we wanted to share, Bill?
Yeah, there's a comment there from Deborah Burden, and I'm seeing as how my sound quality isn't so good, I'll let you read it, but I wanted to also mention that we did get Barbara Quick in finally, so she's joined us in the unified chat.
Hi, Barbara. We'll get back to this. Okay, Deborah Burden says, and that's what I'm doing, is running in bed. Wait a minute. And that's what I'm doing, is running in bed of my conversations with Deborah. Am I missing something with that statement? I'm not sure. On my blog, there is a share button for the live event page as well as the archives that I host. Plus, you can set up inside your WordPress blog a share of the future events. Yeah, so there's a way of recording that via various plugins and strategies. Not a problem. But I think that what you're emphasizing is that this is the kind of simple little share that we are used to, that we're expecting. And right now, a unified chat does not have that perfected. But I mean, I believe you can at least, let's see, when you go to the 3 dots and drop down the menu, when you share the URL, you don't have a direct share button, but you have a URL that you could collect and then post it anywhere and share the link in that respect. So it's not easy, and it's not a simple share button. And that's one of the things that Roland was divulging when she said, Roland, do I want to share the concept that I'm working on? And right now we are working on a concept to very much develop WordPress platform events. So we're using the we're using the YouTube Live Hangouts on Air, and we're embedding that in our website. We can already do that because you embed a YouTube video. So once you've got your channel set up right, and you have it all validated and verified, and you apply for all the things you need to apply for, go back and watch previous episodes to find out what in the world Roland is talking about. But once you have yourself set up, you can embed your link to your coming video in your website, and it'll play there. So that's not a question. The question is, what about user and participant engagement? And I'm not talking about the green room people. I'm talking about the entire audience of 20, 30, 40, 50, however many people might be out there watching the show. And the engagement factor is so vitally important to me. And I'm sure it's important to GoogleLand too, and many Hangout hosts. I mean, half the time where I'm thinking about what it is I can ask people to get a response from them, or what I can say to them to stir up some kind of a reaction from the people in the audience. And a lot of the information that comes out of the audience helps me mold future shows, because the people are saying stuff I can't possibly know. As brilliant as I might think I am, I can't possibly know what 10 people in the audience know. There's no way. And so I want their feedback. I want them to contribute. I want them to participate. So that's what the word engagement is all about. When you engage, you trade information, you comment back and forth, you build off of each other, you spark each other's interests, make more thoughts come, and comment. And so that's what we're doing here. So hopefully I'll read back through and see what people have to say, whether or not a WordPress plugin that puts events with YouTube Live Hangouts on Air and a very viable comment stream, all recorded pre, during, and post event with comment editing plus naming and various things that we used to have in the event pages of Google Plus. If we had those things and had them better and the engagement was better, how valuable would that be to hang on air hosts and to the participants, the people who watch? So I'd really like to know what you think. So thank you very much. And I'm going to take a breather before I get into my next rant. And Bill, what did you have there for us? Let's see. Michael Thomas says, yeah, but now Unified Chat has access to all my info and you're not sure if you're even going to continue. No, I'm not sure. And we were all on the Google Plus platform and they took it away from us. So how sure can we be about anything? As everything is progressing, we may or may not use Unified Chat. But I will say that we considered a lot of things before we decided to use Unified Chat. So I didn't just grab the first thing that came along, but I sampled it, played with it, asked some other people their opinions. And as of about 3 weeks ago, we determined that this is about the best as it gets. So that's where I am for now. And let me know if you have any qualms or feel or discover something about Unified Chat that is just derogatory and unacceptable. And I will listen.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, we haven't found the perfect solution yet. And I understand Michael's concern with having information put out there. And I would encourage people, I mean, we're trying to provide the best medium we can to help people engage with the show. And, you know, again, it's not perfect. We're working on trying to make it perfect, or at least something close to perfect. And, you know, for people that don't feel comfortable, then please don't do it. I mean, we don't want, but getting back to what you said, what I was going to mention to Michael is I would certainly be interested in hearing if there were any adverse effects or results of actually joining the Unified Chat. Because I know personally, I've been using it with you for several weeks and I haven't received any emails from them or any advertising or any of that kind of thing that, you know, you would normally not want from giving your information away. And maybe I'm misreading Michael's concerns altogether.
Well, you know, you can clarify, Michael, if you're missing something. You've always been a very astute observer, and we appreciate your feedback. So give us what you got and can continue to feed us your feedback. But I will say this. I've had no experience to raise a red flag about Unified Chat. What I do expect that at some point in time, they're going to say, okay, we've got a good thing. Now we're going to start charging. And like if they do something like what Crowdcast did, they went for a few months of trial stuff and they dropped the hammer on that. They said, okay, guess what? You guys like it? So now we'll give you a 2-week trial and then charge you $30 for this or $10 for that minimum buy-in. I mean, I think it was like $20 or $30 buy-in. And for a while, Hangouts on Air was free if you wanted to use that platform. They figured, well, we got a few people who might come on if we encourage them. But then they dropped that completely and just went on with their own thing. And they did not have an improved Hangout. So in spite of the fact that they were offering some really good things like geolocation, observation of the people, they had great analytics and things, you know, and it would really help if people were advanced in their presentation and their production of shows in general. But most people are not. So the concept that they had was applicable to very advanced people in show business or show business, so to speak. But for those of you just trying to start out, they slam the door in everybody's face. So if you do that Unified Chat, more power to you, but I don't think you're going to make it either. But if they find something solid, they will offer it and they will let people soak it up, use it, and become more and more their testimonials and the people promoting them, and that's going to be a boon to their future success. But if they start charging right away, they're going to sink their own ship. That's my opinion. You know, well, as they say, one asshole's opinion. You know, okay, I can live with that, but that's what I think. But right now, I'm willing to use it because simply this: I think that with this arrangement, with this platform, we're getting the best engagement factor that we've had in a really long time. And correct me if I'm wrong. So tell me what you like about this platform. Tell me what you don't like. And also tell me if you think a WordPress plugin that allowed you to do this in your website with some improvements to this would be a worthy thing to spend time in, invest in, and to have. Because I plan on doing that if it's at all feasible, and it's looking more and more feasible. I might be developing WordPress plugin. So we'll see what happens, huh? I'll take a little breather in case Mobile and A.I
I'll be the first in line.
Hey, I'll let you try it for free. You know that. You'll definitely get a free copy. So,
well, I just wanted to chime in on what you've been talking about, and that's that for most of us that are, well, I'm not even a solopreneur, I'm an infopreneur, that don't have big budgets and can't afford to be constantly upgrading. I mean, we rely on these free assets that Google give us, or Facebook, or whoever you're dealing with give us. But with that comes the price of, at any time it could change, and features go away, and features get modified, and not always to the betterment of what we're doing. So, I mean, I think what you're working on, Roland, if eventually people can put it on their own website, that takes you off of these free things and puts you on your own paid real estate. And I think will give us more control in the future. But all of that being said, for those of us that are dealing in the world of free, we sometimes get kicked, and we have to learn to accept the changes and accept the knocks that we have to take along the way, I think. And just deal with them and find another solution.
And we can't really blame Crowdcast or Business Hangouts or any of those. I mean, somebody put a lot of work into those envelopes, and they have, they're doing it to make a living. So we can't really fault them for that. But as you say, if you're a small operator, like most of us, then $30 or $40 a month membership is beyond what we can afford to do.
agreed. Now, everyone knows that I promote Andrew Hatchett and his whole team over there. They are subscribers to Business Hangouts on air.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a pretty good platform. I like what they do, and it's reasonable in pricing. They have a lot of facilitators there and a lot of options. But I do think it's rather convoluted and hard to run and hard to get people in, and it's more restrictive. What I'm looking at in my case is something that any old mom and pop or Joe Blow could get a hold of this plugin for maybe free or for a very low cost, and turn their website into a traffic center for Google Hangouts, which is also free. And right now, I don't have any particular plans on marketing this plugin to be some kind of a major money maker in the future. I just want to use it to have my Hangouts. I just want to use it, and I would love to see dozens of Hangout hosts market, and even on the old ones that been around for a couple of years of veteranship, to actually take this plug-in, use it, and find out, God bless it works really well. And to get that kind of feedback would be very positive. So that's what I'm looking for right now. It's entirely possible. I'm putting a guy through the hoops to try to figure out how to design this thing. I'm investing some hard cash myself, and it'd be nice to make a few bucks on a plugin like this, but it's certainly not my top priority. I would like to see dozens of Hangout hosts use this for free and love it. That would be my first order of business. And beyond that, I don't know. I don't know, but the way I run my business is it's no wonder why I'm not more wealthy, because well, when I'm dealing with people, I get to know them. I ended up doing stuff for free, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm not sad about it either. I like doing what I'm doing. So anyway, that's that. But I want to know if the plugin would be of value to people. So as we're wrapping that segment up, and we're almost done, I saved my one marketing wrap and rant and rave for last. But let's see. Do we have anything else that we want to bring to mind from the comment stream? I know that Barbara Quick says, now that I have a comment place here on Unified Chat, I'm happy. Doesn't take much to make her happy, as long as, and that's what I'm talking about. They're having a conversation in the audience right now, back and forth. They're commenting back and forth. And if you're engaged and, in that conversation, this chat is enough. Now, for a show host, it's not quite enough, but it's a lot better than other things. I really like the fact that the video doesn't go anywhere while the comments run past. It keeps it all nice and compact, and yet maximizes your video and maximizes the comments. Let's see what Bill's got for us.
And Michael's got a comment. He says, good thing, and start charging or advertising, and that's what they all do, Roland. Sad to say. And that's going back to a few minutes ago when we were talking about different platforms as they become more popular. And I'm not sure if I'm using the right name, but I think one of those was Crowdcast, that for a while people were falling in love with, and then all of a sudden it went away. And then when it came back, all of a sudden they were charging for it. So sometimes that change is as bad as losing it, because for a lot of us, we can't, we bring our people to a platform, and then 3 months later they're charging for it, and we can't afford to use it anymore.
Right. And so GoogleLand did bring up a good point. We can't blame them. I really hope that I can't even think of his name anymore. I really hope that he's making money at it. I hope that he's tapped into a lot of organizations that are buying into his product. I hope he's making lots of subscriptions and they're paying him lots of money. But I can't use it. Yeah. I don't care for the 2x2 lineup of people, limited to 4. We've talked about it before. Sometimes I want to have 5, sometimes 6 or more people in my green room, not to mention my comment tracker being one of the people who are essential to be involved in the broadcast, and how much you contribute. And so if the platform was perfect, maybe it'd be worth considering some kind of fee. But it's not perfect. It has a lot of good things, but it's not perfect. So yeah. I just as soon take what's free and say, what is the best we can do with it? And Hangouts on Air, as is better than most of those things out there.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to have a large group, which is what my model is. For my Hangouts, I usually have 6 or 8 or 10 people. So it's the only platform I can do it from.
And I don't know how you manage that, but you're the queen of the 8-10 guests in the Hangout room. So Bill, let's see what he says. Okay, wow. Okay, Unified Chat works pretty well, even on my Android, just running in the Chrome browser. Very cool. And that's the kind of feedback that I want, and that makes another plus mark for Unified Chat. It's another good reason to use Unified Chat. It's apparently mobile friendly, and it's a good experience. If the people in the audience have a good experience, that's a plus to me.
Yeah,
that is the plus. Absolutely. And that's one of the main reasons I've been dwelling on this every week, is I want to make the experience of me being me and you being you out there in the audience and the people in the green room having the best experience that we can. That's the name of the game. Because if we don't, we're not going to stay here and you're not going to follow us. So, it's not going to happen.
And I would just mention that, to the people that are watching, I mean, the comments are shown pretty seamlessly into the live event, which not only helps the people that are watching the event and acknowledges the people for being here, but it also helps the people in the replay to see the questions that people are asking and get those answers as well. But this particular thing that we're experimenting with, I would say, is not for someone all by themselves, a single host. There's like 5 steps to bring that comment from the unified chat into the live stream. So it's really something that you need to have a wingman with.
Absolutely.
I think
so. Yeah, so right now, the way we're doing the comment tracking or the comment display is very busy, convoluted, mechanically not easily figured out process that Bill has mastered. And so it takes him, it took us a couple weeks to get it figured out, and it took us a couple more weeks to get it more like perfected, and he's been spending a lot of his own time working in it and learning how to use it, and he's getting better at the facility of displaying comments. But that's the only reason. There is no plugin that facilitates what Bill's doing from start to finish. Now, when we can use the old comment tracker plugin, or we come up with something better, Bill will still be managing my comments. But right now, he's doing a job that nobody else has done, and probably this is not happening the way it's happening now in any other Hangout on Earth. How about that? Huh? We're completely, utterly unique. So, listen, thank you a lot for hanging with me. I wanted to listen, but I'm not as much a fan as I used to be. And here's one of the reasons. People misuse LinkedIn and a lot of social media all the time. And the idea is this: social media is abject to promotions. Social media is anti-ads, and to a major degree, if you are pushing yourself on social media, you better be doing it with taste, because otherwise you're making a lot of enemies, and that's not good for your branding, and it's going to be detrimental to your overall campaign. So I got this email from somebody in LinkedIn. They wanted me to connect. So I said, okay, I'll connect with this guy. I don't know him, but we met someplace, or he knows me through somebody. I'll go ahead and connect. And so he got back to me and he wrote this. Hi, Roland. Thanks for connecting. Call me at blah, 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 and I will give you a little more in-depth understanding of what I do and how I might be able to help you drive more revenue to your business. Now, let's let that soak in for just a couple seconds. And bear in mind, this is Roland reading a message in his email. The first, other than the initial contact of connecting, this is his first contact to me. So here's what I wrote back to him. LOL. Really, Jim? You're leading with a pitch? The modern principles of social media suggest that you should get to know each other before pushing what you're trying to sell. Or at least that's my interpretation of your message. If I were to suggest something similar, it would be how I could potentially improve your web presence and campaign via principles and strategy education, thereby driving more business and revenue to you. Then I followed up. Let's assume we can both benefit and focus on determining if we even like each other and would ever consider working together, thereby opening possibilities for future engagement or further engagement and referrals. After all, sincere endorsement comes from the confidence and trust, and we are building these bridges now. I would like to know more about what you do. However, I would like to start with who you are. Respectfully, Roland. Now,
did you get a response?
I was just going to say, did I get a response? Not yet. Well, Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, that is wrong. Yes, I did. He came back with something of an apology and saying, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to convey that impression upon you. I'm new in the area and I'm just trying to expand out." But this is exemplary of what the state of mind of the average businessman is. Whether you're new in the area or not, the ton of people out there are trying to do exactly that. So what happens inside you when you read these messages and the people are pushing themselves just a little bit? It's like, wait a minute, you don't even know who I am or what I do, and you want to show me how you can help my business? I mean, when someone comes to me for web design and they say, can you build me a website? I mean, my impulse, now this is not what I say, but my impulse is to say, well, I don't know if I want to build you a website or not. I don't know if I want to work with you. And inside, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, wow, I really don't know if I want to partner up with you and take your money and spend hours of my life trying to help you promote yourself and your business. Because how often have you engaged in something like that and regretted it later on because the person didn't know what he was talking about, the person doesn't supply a worthy service or product, and the person's miserable to communicate with, does not tell you exactly what he needs, does not know what he needs, does not understand the internet, and therefore you have a problem as a designer or a promoter of that business for that person, because there's all these disconnects. And they think they know what they need, but in today's modern era, very few people know what they need. That's the bottom line. So I'm here for reprimands. If you think I was too harsh on the guy, please tell me and see what you think. Let's see, what is this relative to what I've been saying, Bill?
Well, you kind of moved a little bit ahead, but Michael was kind of giving us some advice to keep open tabs for all the platforms we're presenting on, which, in fairness to you, that is my job, and I was doing that, and I just wanted to let Michael know that we do monitor the other side, and I was actually pasting his comment into the comment stream when he made the comment that we weren't watching, and so yeah, we will do that, and we take that advice, and that's good advice, I think, for everybody doing shows, is comment all, or monitor where your comments can be going to, or shut them off and do like we're trying to do, and that's direct everybody to the one place.
I agree totally, Michael. And eventually, as we said, it's an experiment right now. I mean, if the bulk of people were over on my event page, on my community page saying, come on, we're watching this video, we're having our own conversation over here, that would really torque me over that direction. But to me, the event page or the community page and the Google Plus chats are not near as good as the focus of this column to the right of the video. And even though it does not have some of the attributes that Google Plus commenting does, you can't edit, you can't plus name people, this is still better. And this is still preferable. So I'm looking at this comment stream like right now and thinking, what if I could add the profile plus naming to this? What if I could add editing to the comments to this? And well, guess what? I've got that 90% solved. So if I were to execute this plugin, these are things that I will probably add automatically to be able to plus name people and to edit comments. And it may not be quite as streamlined as this. This is beautiful to me. It's streamlined and people can comment away and it's easy and very nice. And people are having fun out there and they're talking to each other. If we could add plus naming and if we can add editing the comments, that would be a pretty good comment experience for an event, especially with a video right there and not moving, and it's all compact and easy in one browser, one tab, all at once. To me, that's a pretty good experience. So if I can improve upon that, I will. Last comment from the field, Bill?
Bill Reed just mentioned that they use Hangouts at work for project meetings, work sessions, desktop support, and with G Suite. They often have up to 25 people in a single Hangout. And I think that just goes to speak to the value of them for a business, in the sense that you can get that many people together to update at one time, or to train, or for whatever reason you might want to do that.
Good stuff. And I have a question then from Bill, for Bill. The 25 people you're talking about, are they in the green room, or are they just in the audience? Because I think it means just in the audience. I know that Google has it designed for the G Suite that you can have up to 50 people participating, but I think it means in the audience, not in the green room. So it'd be very interesting to know if they've kept the option of having up to 10 people in the green room, as well as a total of 50 people watching. And that I could understand, but prior to this development, I think that you could have more. I think it was like 150 people you could have watching your Hangout, or something like that. So whether 50 as a limit is not an asset, according to what I understand with Hangouts, but it just depends upon what the G Suite is really saying there.
And Bill has answered your question.
They are all on the
question.
panel. Now, I can't even imagine that. You got this rows of people in the panel. But that is pretty good. That implies then that 50 people can be in the presentation section of the Hangout itself, and that potentially more people could actually be viewing the event, which makes it very, very powerful. That's a very powerful thing. Now, I'm happy with my 10 because I can't imagine trying to manage more than 10 people in my green room during any course of any hour. But maybe
Roland, with Google Apps, which is what I have, I can have up to 15 in my green room.
Right, and that is true also. Now, I can't imagine trying to handle 15 people. So, I'm happy with 10, but I'm very unhappy with 4. I'm very, very unhappy with 2.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just totally insufficient.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news, and it's good things that we did not know before our Hangout today, and it's good to know. Listen, we're working on a quarter of an hour overtime, and in spite of the fact that we had almost nothing to do with our scheduled information that we were presenting, we're hoping that Molly is just fine. We have heard that she was healthy and sound and everyone's safe, but she could not participate because of the hurricane. Hurricane Matthew takes out the Smarties. Now, nothing stops us. We've got a too widespread a platform here. So, furthermore, I want to thank GoogleLand for joining us today and sitting in. She's one of my regulars as an alternate to fill in whenever someone from the green room can't be here from my regular staff. And, of course, Bill, our new addition. Thank you very much for what you contributed today. And thank you so much, so much. People in the audience today, it helped tremendously. I'm going to spend the next hour or so reading through the comments and responding to a few of you. And it's been a good experience. This was better than last week by far, and we hope to make them better and better. So what we did do is we incorporated the event page invitations to the Hangout today, because many of you people probably wouldn't have known we were doing this until I sent the invitation from the Hangout event page. So I'll keep using that because it's the most effective thing I know. But you know that that's going away eventually, right? We got to find a better way. But meanwhile, I'll use it for what we can. Thank you very much. We're going to be signing off. Does anyone have anything last to add for today? Bill? GoogleLand?
Well, there were quite a few comments that just came through, different people talking about different products that allow so many people in. So I would encourage people to just take a look at that stuff. I know we're over time, so we won't present all of that today, but thank everybody for those comments and for contributing today. It makes my job harder, but that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. It's like For anyone that's complaining about their job, it's like, well, that's why you've got a job, dude. So, and when I started out trying to learn how to do a Hangout on air or a Hangout in general, or do streaming media, there were some things that I was conveniently used to doing, as far as talking over a microphone and doing things. But there's so much I did not know. But I welcome the education and the experience. Thank you, Google World, for teaching me just about everything I know about Hangouts and streaming media. All right, we're saying goodbye for now from Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties, and thank you very much, everyone, for participating. I appreciate you greatly. Good day to all.